Shalom friends, welcome to Daf Reactions Shevuot 5. Tractate Shevuot is all about oaths. Now, if I was tackling Tractate Shevuot with no background in fantasy and sci-fi literature, I might be concerned and I don't know how I'd feel about it. But luckily, that's not what's happening. Not when Aragorn is out here commanding the army of the dead to fulfill their oath and defend Minas Tirith. Not when Theoden gives that glorious speech at the Pelennor Fields. Oaths ye have taken, now fulfill them all. Not when Bran of Tarth wields a sword called Oathkeeper. Not when Brandon Sanderson is out here creating a whole universe of story built on the concept of oath-keeping and oath-breaking. No, I am completely prepared for Tractate Shevuot. Now you might be wondering to yourself, wait, didn't we cover oaths back in Tractate Nedarim? Which is a great question. Different oaths. And also, the Talmud is not linear. These oaths are directly connected to the justice system, which we have been learning about in Tractate Sanhedrin and Tractate Makot, and now here. So it tracks. For example, oaths of testimony. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Making an oath requires the use of the name. And as we have previously learned, seriously do not use the name in vain. Bad shit happens if you do, so don't. Tractate Shevuot does do a quick sidebar straight out the gate about which offerings atone for the cases of defiling of the temple or its sacrificial foods. Also a no-no. Maybe Shevuot wanted to get that stuff out of the way so we can circle back to oaths ASAP, which I do appreciate. During these early pages, we also get an idea of a sliding scale of atonement based on your awareness of what you did, which I think is honestly pretty interesting. One size of atonement does not fit all. That makes sense? Now on today's page, we have a discussion of 50 Shades of Tzaraat, white skin markings often mistranslated as leprosy. It's not leprosy. I've looked into this because growing up, I knew that my namesake, Miriam the prophet, was punished with Tzaraat, and I thought because I had problem skin, I too was being punished. I was being punished by God, but it turns out it was just eczema. Maybe it's still a punishment from God. Who's to say? But it's different from Tzaraat. Now, why does Tzaraat even matter at all? Well, it's not actually a physical ailment, it is a spiritual one. And it can make one ritually impure to enter the temple and do other stuff, so big fucking deal. People with Tzaraat actually get quarantined from the community for their special spiritual timeout. So the Mishnah teaches, in regards to shades of leprous marks, there are 2 shades that are actually 4. Guys, why are you making me do math? I know you think it's basic math, and it is, but with even numbers? We all know what even number math leads to. Demons, exactly. We've been over this. Back to Tzaraat. Any one of us who have spent, significant time swatching paint at Home Depot, or even those of us who haven't but have Googled it for this video, know how many swatches of similar but not exactly white, off-white, eggshell, or whatever wall paint exists. It's a lot. Is it snowstorm, opulent white, melodic white, timid white, or cave pearl? These are real names of paint I discovered when Googling this morning. I did not invent any of them, although they are comedic. And personally, I think perhaps they could be used to describe types of certain problematic white women. If we're all done using the name Karen, and Karens who are nice want to reclaim that for themselves, may I suggest paint types might be a good replacement. And see, I can make that observation because I look like the swatch for bleached paper that just saw a ghost. The Mishnah teaches there's a primary mark, beheret, an intense white, like snow. Let's use the swatch name from Home Depot, snowstorm, for this one. Subcategory of it is a mark that is white like the lime plaster of the sanctuary walls. Let's call that one opulent pearl, again, from Home Depot. Then you've got another type of primary color category called Tzaraat, and its subcategory, melodic white, and that's very close to timid white. In order for a mark of Tzaraat on your body to be halachically significant, it must be the size of a particular split bean. So let's say you got inspected for Tzaraat and you do have a mark that size, but it really looks like 2 very similar shades next together. Like you went to Sephora and got swatched so you could figure out your undertones, and they're real close and you're not sure which one to purchase. So you do get both. Yeah, it's happened to me many times. If you swatch them and they're next to each other in color, they combo together and that person is thus ritually impure. Snowstorm, primary category, mixed with a slightly different opulent pearl, but close enough? Yeah. But if you get Snowstorm next to timid white, those things are so far apart on the color spectrum that you do not have leprosy. It does not amount to enough. Although I would suggest, if you want, still consider going to see a dermatologist, not a high priest. That's not their specialty. Their specialty is knowing when things are impure or pure, not what sort of topical cream you may need to apply. And as long as what you have truly isn't actually contagious, this might be a great opportunity to find your local Sephora in the middle of the midbar and learn your personal concealer tones. Wisdom from our ancient ancestors.